today we vlog about fashion. Title sequence. Thank you. I've been trying to think of a way to say that fashion is always progressing, and I really couldn't come up with a way to say that elegantly until I was watching The Social Network. And the words of Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network: fashion is forever. It's always changing. But he has a point. Fashion is always changing. What was popular for the Vikings to wear was, well, we think about it as what the Vikings wear, not as normal clothing. Fashion is always progressing, both regionally and over time. In one country to another, their traditional garb is going to be different, and from one decade to the other, it's going to be different. Example, or the 70s bell-bottom pants and the things and the collars, I meant to say when I said things, and the collars. So I don't really see the value of getting super caught up in a fashion thing that's only going to last this decade, and then it's just going to go out of style. For example, in Scotland, like way before the Romans even got there, the standard issue was a shield and a kilt. And then the Romans got there. They just the shield, started learning stuff. And within a few hundred years, you had the Renaissance, during which it wasn't uncommon for people to dress like this. And then they had the 1800s with suits. And then they kind of progressed to the modern suits. No one really wears bowlers anymore. At least not around where I live. And I don't really get a lot of trends. Like, I don't see the appeal of wearing your pants under your butt. It's kind of the point of pants not to be there. Like in the history of pants, that needs to be a book, The History of Pants. Like, they were invented to clothe your lower area. If you're showing your lower area, then, like, I just don't really see the point of pants being at your knees. It looks sloppy. I prefer to be dressed smartly than to be dressed sloppily. See, but I don't personally feel comfortable dressing sloppily. I feel a lot more comfortable dressing in a suit because I find them comfortable and they give me kind of self-confidence. I think that a lot of people don't like to wear suits because they think that they all look the same, you're conforming. But that is where you're wrong, for there are many different varieties of suits. Example, black suit, gray suit, pink suit. I've actually seen some of those. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing one. Plain colored tie, straight colored tie, bow tie. Bow ties are cool. Wait. TARDIS. That's enough of that. Fashion changes a lot based on large global events. For an example, during World War II, a lot of women had to go work on the production lines for airplanes and bombs and the rest of things that everybody else was using during the war to kill people. But when they got back, they all were wearing the pants from the assembly line, and they never really stopped that trend. So then during the 50s, 60s, on to now, before that time, it wasn't really okay for women to wear pants, generally speaking. But I think fashion is a lot more than just what you wear. One of the best things about Star Wars was all of the costuming. You know, you have the stormtrooper costumes, and the Jedi look like this, and all the weird people at the bars. And Star Trek was good because you had each alien had their own different costume, usually very, very sequin-y, depending on what series you're talking about. All of these fantasy worlds really revolve on what the characters look like. Even Lord of the Rings, they all conform to a certain way, and the Riders of Rohan don't look like the 9 deathly black people. I just lost my nerd cred. I didn't remember the name of those things. But fashion is a way of expressing the moment. That sounds so corny, but it is. It's our generation's feelings. Example, our generation obviously feels the need to show more skin than is good for them. And that's one of the reasons that I think costuming is so cool, because by putting on a mask, you can completely change who you are. Whether that be captain's hat, or a Renaissance hat, or a World War I Brody helmet, or a helmet from a very successful music group, or a yet uncompleted clone trooper helmet. Eh? Ow. Oh, it doesn't go on. It's not fitted. Ta-da. That wasn't for show. That really hurt. Or you could be a video game character from our famous franchise. Who am I? I'll tell you who. No, I won't. Or a simple cap. I hope you see why I think costuming is important, and even props and stuff. And all of those things were representative of a different world, of a different time, or a different idea. And that's what makes or sells a franchise, is how much detail you choose to put into something. Well, now that you've seen every nerdy helmet I own, thank you for watching. The next vlog will be about the Hunger Games. See ya!